care to say good day to all who have joined? And we remind you that this transmission is titled Increasing the Probability of Contact, in which we will now provide you with a very different and interesting exercise that you can do in your own time, but we will describe how it works, and this exercise is designed to get you used to the idea of interaction with extraterrestrial beings such as ourselves and those like us. It is designed to allow you to change the vibrational frequency of your energy to make you more compatible with our frequency, and in so doing, as we say, increase the probability of having contact in your future. So, this is how this exercise will work. We are going to present you with two images. These images ultimately will be something that you can download, and we will tell you exactly how to use them once you have them. But the first image will be the image that is typically referred to as a gray being. This image will be used in the same way as the following image, which we will simply refer to as the image of a hybrid being, similar to ourselves and a few other hybrids. Now, these images will be made available to you, as you say, for download, so that you can have them. And once you have them, this is what we will suggest that you can do with them. Print them out, enlarge them, so that the head area of each of these images fits onto what you call an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So enlarge them so that the head almost fills the page. Let the body come. Don't worry about that, but if you can include the body, please do so. We are simply giving you the parameters for the size they need to be. You should include whatever is attached to the head as the body. Whatever portion of the body is there in the image should be included. But make sure that the head is at least big enough when you enlarge it, by whatever means, yourself or with assistance from one of your organizations that can enlarge it for you. Make sure the head at least is as large as that which fits comfortably on your 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Now, take this image and attach it, apply it, glue it, whatever you wish to do, to something stiffer, like a piece of cardboard, a piece of foam board, whatever works for you. And once you have done that so that the image is stiff, cut out, if you wish, around the head, around the body, so that it is just the image alone, rather than the background. Once you have done this, now the exercise comes into play. Find a space, find a room with a window where you can place the gray in the window in such a way that it appears actually to be looking in the window at you. You will do the same for the hybrid later, but first, the gray. The first phase of the exercise will be with the gray alone. Place this in a window or in some setting, even if you have to create a window or a setting for it, or a mock-up of such. Do it in a way that it appears to be peering through a window from the outside at you. Now, in this room, in this space where you have done this, allow yourself to have either the ability to dim your lights all the way to blackness, all the way up, or have some other apparatus where you can have a very, very dim light and then a very much brighter light. Or three versions of this where you can go from dim to a little bit brighter to brighter. The idea being that you want to be able to control the light source in such a way so that when you turn the first level on, either using your dimmer or your light, it will be that you can barely see, just barely see, the image peering at you through the window. The more control you have over the level of light, the better. So if you can apply what you typically call your dimmer switch, that would be most effective here. And now here's the exercise. Once you have placed this image outside of a window or what you would create to appear to be a window, allow the room to go into absolute darkness, and I mean absolute pitch black darkness. No light sources whatsoever. Stand back from the window about 6 feet or so, roughly. Then allow yourself to bring the light source up just enough where you can just begin to sense that there is some shape, something looking at you outside the window. Now just let it sit there for a moment. Let yourself feel what that feels like to suddenly recognize that there is a being peering at you through the window. Let the feelings come. If this feels at that moment a little bit scary, a little bit creepy, that's what it's supposed to feel like. Allow yourself to sit with that feeling, sit with that vibration for a moment. Allow yourself to get used to the idea of having that feeling, but at the same time letting yourself know no harm will come to you, that everything is all right, that there is nothing to be afraid of. Now, before we continue, we are going to make a statement. We understand that many of you are saying, oh, I'm ready for contact. I won't be scared. If you don't feel this feeling, it's not going to work in terms of changing your vibration, because I guarantee you, you're not ready, no matter how much you may think you are, for an actual being to be in your presence on a different vibratory level from a different reality than you. Your body will react to it as if it's going into at least a very faint version of survival mode, because it will recognize and perceive the idea of the vibration of this other being as being something truly foreign, something that your body doesn't recognize from your own reality. So it's very important that you allow yourself to feel a little bit out of alignment, out of sorts, when you first perceive that a being from another world, another reality is peering at you through the window in the darkness outside. The outside must be dark. You're doing this at night, or at least simulating that you're doing this at night with this being looking at you through the window at night, not in the day. Let yourself feel the uncertainty that comes with suddenly realizing that you are just barely perceiving that there is something there looking at you, that you perceive it's not from your reality, and just allow whatever trepidation or uncertainty that will come up, and just sit with it. At the same time that you feel it, don't dismiss it, don't ignore it, don't gloss over it. Don't reassure yourself that you're ready. Let yourself feel it, and then just tell yourself, everything is all right. There is nothing to fear. There is only love here. There is only desire for contact here. There is only awakening here. And then slowly, again, best with your dimmer switch, allow it to come up just a little bit in terms of the light so that you can a little bit more clearly see the being. And again, if at any point when you are raising the light level, and again, I mean just slowly, barely, incrementally, if at any point you feel that sensation of uncertainty, of trepidation, of creepiness come up again, stop at that level and go through the exercise again. Everything is fine. There is no reason to be afraid. There is nothing to fear. There is only love here and desire for contact. Do this at every level when you increase the level of light. If you find yourself feeling that, stop and go through that exercise and reassure yourself that it's all right. Get your energy used to the difference in the vibration between you and the idea of that being actually being there looking at you, peering through that window at you. And when you are used to it, when you feel yourself calming down, then you can go to the next level of light. Until such time as you can clearly see the being and feel your vibration change in a relaxed, connective way where you do not fear what you are looking at and know that you will come to no harm. Once you have done that with the gray, however long that may take, whether it's in the course of a day or you have to do it over and over again on successive days until you feel comfortable with that experience and have no more tinge of that trepidation or uncertainty, then you can begin to do exactly the same thing with the hybrid image, starting over from scratch in the same way, and allow yourself again to start from pitch blackness and bring that light level up only just to the point where you can barely see that there is something staring at you through the window. Let yourself feel any uncertainty, any sensation of being off balance, any feeling of being out of control, any fear whatsoever. Let yourself sit with it. Go through the exercise again. There is nothing to fear. Everything is fine. There is only love here. There is only desire for contact and communication here. And when you feel yourself settling down, you can go to the next level. But again, make these increments as tiny as you can until you feel that sensation again. This is sort of a variation on what we have done previously called the threshold of believability test, where you are always testing to see what level you're at, but you have to be very honest in this exercise. You have to really be honest about the feeling that comes up, not tamp it down, not ignore it, not dismiss it, not be overconfident that you are ready. Let yourself go through the feeling. Let yourself allow it to come forth if it does. Now, if for some reason it does not at all, we would simply suggest that you do this again from scratch with each one of those images. And if for some reason there really, truly, in an honest way, is no feeling at all of trepidation or fear or uncertainty about what's about to happen, then your vibration will be calibrated and observed and recorded as being closer to being ready, not ready, but closer to being ready for contact, more vibrationally compatible with that probability. This is the beginning of altering your frequency in a manner that will make you more compatible, increase the probability of being more compatible when it is truly a real living being looking at you from another reality. This is just a very beginning, simple exercise that will start the ball rolling, as you say. Now, this can be fun. Let yourself have fun with this. But do not dismiss or tamp down any feelings of trepidation or fear that may come up during this exercise. That's exactly what's supposed to happen until you allow yourself to let it go gently by going through that reassurance that there is nothing to fear, that there is only love here. So, there will be, in the future, other exercises that will build on this one to allow you to become more and more and more vibrationally compatible with beings such as ourselves and those like us. So this is just the very first step. Make it as real as possible. Allow yourself to truly feel that that is a living being looking at you through the window. Don't look at it as a simulation. Allow yourself to truly feel that it is real. That's why it's so important to allow the light to come up very slowly and very incrementally, because if you are looking at it in very dim light, it will seem, in a sense, more real to your subconscious mind, more real to the basic physical mind, because it can't quite discern what's there. It knows there's something there, but not being able to see it clearly, yet knowing there is something there, will truly tap into that survival mechanism, because it's going to be on guard. It's going to be wary, since it can't fully comprehend what it's looking at. Even though you know what that image looks like, when you're coming out of the darkness and just barely capable of discerning it, something else is going to click in to the basic form of your physical mind that's going to make it uncertain about what it's seeing. Even though you may intellectually know what it is, you have to let that emotional side of you come up and be uncertain for a moment. And that's why it's so important to have an incremental raising of the light, so that you can do it step by step, bit by bit, and really allow yourself to determine, as in the threshold of believability test, when there is that hesitation, when there is that uncertainty, in the increments that you need to deal with, so that you can know that as you settle that out, you truly are changing your vibration and increasing the probability for contact and making yourself more vibrationally compatible with us and those like us. So we thank you for allowing us to describe to you this exercise. These images will be made available to you for download. Remember to enlarge them to life size in the way that we have described, and create an environment where you can begin in total darkness and increase the amount of light very slowly, incrementally. That is the way it will work best for you to do this exercise, and you can do it as many times as you need to until you feel that it is something you can get used to. It will be different later on when we start adding to this. We will bring another level into it that again may start it all over again in terms of your uncertainty, but that's all right. For now, just get used to this, and we will add to it at a later date. But have fun, enjoy. So, we thank you for allowing us to share this with you, and we now invite you to open up in communication and allow us to be of service to you with your questions if you wish.